Hey everyone, this is Bondar JR, Silverwolf, Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. So hopefully this stream finds you well. Get switched over here. Please let me know if there's any lagging whatsoever. Am I mute? No, I'm not mute. I can see the microphone going. You're trying to mess with me. Do you hear me? I was mute the other night, so I think Nick's just messing with me. But yes, I see the microphone going, so it looks like it's good. I'm going to go ahead and get switched over here to the Eve site, or the screen. Well, in his defense, so Nick says he's mute, but in his defense, I was mute for 45 minutes the other night. So, with that said, it could have just as easily been me. So, here we are where we left off last night in Keno. I have done a few things in here since. Let's see what this implant plugged in. Yeah, so I had got an implant from one of my things, so his Twitch was muted. All right, but thanks for being here, Nick. You're not seeing any lagging. So 2 nights ago, I was muted for about 45 minutes. It's a really noob thing. Sorry about that. When I posted up to YouTube, I deleted that 45 minutes. Last night, for the first 8 minutes of my stream, the lag was just horrible, and I have no idea why. eveonline is kind of a hog when it comes to memory and CPU. But my OBS says I only have 3.9. But one of the things I figured out from messing with Task Manager is that OBS one is only showing me what OBS itself is using, not what else is being used on the machine. So not very helpful. Sorry, trying to hydrate. But with that said, that's kind of kept us going. So I know, Nick, this is a new game for you, so I'm going to probably explain things a little bit better. And this one is MMO. So one of the problems I have with streaming this one is it's a very good possibility I could have somebody jump into my stream to see where I'm at so that they can then come and jump me, which I don't want to do. I die enough by myself without the help of them, quote unquote, cheating. But anyway, I scanned down. I did get on. So here's the chat thing. So yeah. So just an FYI, all my streams are uploaded to YouTube. Bondar JR. So if you guys ever want to see them after the fact, I appreciate any watching and comments there. So I am here. That was a close classic one. So this is actually one of the ships I got from my alt. So I am actually going to fly this ship out. Yeah, I'm going to fly this ship out. Excuse me, sorry about that. Can I dock because your ship has too many turrets fitted? It has space for one turret, but there are two present. So I can't fly this one. So it does have a second one fitted. So one of the things that's happened is because I've been away from this game for so long, many of these ships are fitted and they have changed. Unfortunately, I'm in trig space, so I am not able to unfit things. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to leave this ship and go in my pod, which is a nice easy way to get where you need to go. And I am going to repackage this one, which repackaging just kind of seals it back up where it was before it was built, puts all the items that were in there in the container, because one of the things I can't do since I'm in trig space, I don't have a high enough status rating to be able to unequip anything or fit anything. So So that's really frustrating. Obviously, we had a whole bunch of bullets on that one, so that one's kind of nice. But what we'll do is we're going to fly out of here. One of the things I did earlier was going to take a nap, so I wasn't tired, but that didn't work out. So I got on and I actually scanned down the wormholes. So, and the wormhole out of Kino takes us to, once again, I can't pronounce it very well, but I'm going to fly out here to it, and it'll be easier to show you. So I scanned these wormholes down earlier. So that's something, Nick, I'll have to show you later. We'll probably end up scanning something here in a little bit. But what is a Pockven conduit? Oh, yeah, those are the jumps. Never mind. But, yeah, so we're going to go out through this wormhole. So this space is what they call trig space. Its security status is -1. So it means that anybody can kill anybody. There's no law. The trigs are an alien race. I think they're human, but they're an offshoot of humans. And they have taken over these systems. So my corporation actually had offices in these systems prior to the whole trig invasion. And so we have a lot of assets that are stuck in these systems. So these systems are removed from the rest of the universe, and you have to get to them via wormhole now. There's also filaments. There's a couple other things. But in the case of these, that's the only way to get to it. And the wormhole changes every 12 hours. So it makes it a little difficult to find your way around. But I've got a ton of assets in here. And because of that, I've been trying to get them all out. So, and luckily, this one comes out to UM. So I'm going to call it UM. All right? Since I cannot pronounce these systems. But this UM is one that it has come to on multiple occasions. So if we look here, I actually have my Pro Raider here, which is my really fancy ship, has a cloaking device. And I am going to go dock here, and I'm going to get my Pro Raider. It has a very large cargo hold because of my skills. I think it can carry almost 10,000 M3 meters squared. Meters cubed. So 10,000 cargo. And I have a couple ships in there that I'm going to end up bringing out that I had to repackage. There's a hauler that I also have in there that I could repackage. The problem with the hauler is it has, for some reason, the music is really loud today.
Docking request accepted.
I am going to turn the music down. But so I'm not yelling at you guys. But the hauler, the Hulk, is actually a mining ship. And I'll go back into that once we get in there. I'm going to go ahead and make this one active. Make sure I don't have anything in the hangar, which of course I do. Go figure. I'm going to drop this stuff off. Because the whole point in doing this is to haul stuff out. This is the only ship I have here, so that's fine. This beast is actually a low-level hauler. And it actually hauls considerably less than my Pro Raider. My Pro Raider has a cloaking device on it, so it's actually kind of what I call my stealth hauler. It is a tier 2 ship. It can only be played by accounts that have gone Omega. So eveonline has 2 levels. You can play Alpha, which is the free version. It allows you to play up to a certain number of skill points, of which all of mine are over that. I'm going to remove this one. 513, yes. So as you can see, the wormhole was here on 513. So I'm going to work back to this wormhole.
Warp drive active.
Go back in. Grab a bunch of stuff, come back out, rinse and repeat. But yes, in the case of that, I don't know what I was saying. The Omega costs $20 a month, so some people, you definitely don't want to do that until you've actually found out you want to play the game, everything else. I have this one set as an Omega. I have another account that is still at Alpha, but that I will probably upgrade to Omega here eventually. That warning was just, hey, you're entering a wormhole. Do you really want to do this? I haven't wanted to get rid of it all, but I haven't wanted to get rid of the message because someday it might actually save my life. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So one of the other things we'll probably do in here is we'll probably do some sites so that we can start getting our trig status up. I have a large amount of assets that are stuck in here in another system in trig space because my corporation office was impounded since the corporation went
permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Went inactive. I have opened a ticket with CCP, which is the people who run the game. It's a company in Iceland, and I think it's been open 5 or 6 days, and they haven't even bothered to reply. So I figure I'll work on my trig status if I can get it up high enough. I think I need it to 4.0, and each time I kill something, I get a 0.01 increase. So that would take me like 400 things, but I figure we'll give it a try because it's a good bet that I might actually get it to where I need to. And so that's 64,000. So that's going to be a couple runs. I can only carry 9 at a time. So yeah, we're going to hold off on those. We're going to see if we can get this other stuff out of here first. So I can take this IMI. I can take this prorator. I'm really curious about leaving the prorator, to be honest. There are some mining sites in here. I'm going to leave the IBIS. It's 150, but once I kind of lock it up, it'll probably be good. So then I'm going to go down here in the item hanger. And we're going to grab everything except for the ice. And see what we can put in there. Oh, we got it all. And then we'll probably still be able to get 3 ice. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and come out of here. The other problem, I flew a bunch of stuff out of Kino the other day. I had a ton of minerals in here. I flew a bunch of stuff out of here the other day. And those ones, I ended up destabilizing the wormhole. And that
warp drive active.
That is not the intended effect I'm trying to have. So one thing about these trig space is since it is low sec, that's what anything below 4.0, excuse me, 0.4. I think it's 0.4. Is considered low sec. And there's no law. So the lower the less law. So for instance, this is I'm just going to shorten the name because I can't pronounce it. And there's a lot of them like that. It's 0.6. So it's actually got law. So if somebody attacks me here, the police will come and defend me. I'm still dead, but they'll be dead shortly after. It goes all the way up to 1.0, where 1.0, they're killed almost immediately. Sometimes they're killed even before they kill me. But the lower it is, the less police there are. So in the case of the -1, there's like no police. There's also nullsec, which are all -1. Those are all wormhole systems. So you have to get to them from a wormhole, through a wormhole, and out of them from a wormhole. And there are corporations that just hunt those and do things in those.
Requested.
But there are sites and stuff in those sites, in those ones, or sites in trig space that I can do that'll help raise my status. And so we're going to try and do some of those. But that's where we are with that. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks to my lurkers. Thanks to my buddy Nick. So he's always an excellent supporter. So appreciate that. And I think there's a way to say select all. Select all. There it is. I'm going to drag this to the item hanger. And then we're going to go back in and grab another load. So we'll get this ice out of here. I'm trying to decide if I want to pull the Hulk The Hulk also is misconfigured. So since it's misconfigured, I'm going to go check out this wormhole and see if that destabilized it. Since it's misconfigured, I'm not able to undock with it misconfigured. And since it's in trig space, I can't change the configuration. So they call that fitting when you add modules. So each one of these is considered a module. So this one is my prorater. So it's what they call a stealth freighter. This is a micro warp drive. Allows me to move quickly short term when I'm not warping in case I get warp scrambled. Chris Newberry's on. These are cargo hold optimizations. So what they do is they increase my cargo capacity. That's why I'm able to get it up to what I have it at. I think, like I said, just short of 10,000, which is pretty phenomenal for, this is a pretty small ship. And then dock. Oh, it hasn't refreshed. So this one really bugs me because it used to refresh every 5 minutes no matter what. Now it doesn't refresh unless I open and close it. So I'm not sure if that's a bug. But this ice is going to take me forever to get out, probably about 6 or 7 trips. So, but we may as well go ahead and get it out of here. So, ice is a resource that can be refined down into
docking request accepted.
Other resources that then can be used for building that kind of stuff. Oh, that's the other one I wanted to do. I think Venolin's going to be too far away, though. But we'll see. But the... can't talk and do stuff at the same time. So, yeah, this is going to take several trips. I'm going to check the wormhole on this pass, if I remember, to see if it has destabilized any. Even though this is what I consider a smaller ship, the wormhole does not consider it a smaller ship. So, especially since I'm carrying a lot of cargo. So,
warp drive active.
So sometimes that will destabilize it. Like I said, yesterday I had an issue where it destabilized it way earlier than it should have. So, and that threw me off. But it disappeared and I wasn't expecting that. Luckily I was on the inside, so as long as I'm on the inside, it's easy to scan down the exit. If you're on the outside, the exit can show up, or the entrance from the outside can show up in a number of systems, so you have to scan all those systems to try and figure out where it's at, which is recent polarized me. I need another 5 seconds. Good. See, that worked out because I want to look at it. So this wormhole has had its stability reduced by ships passing through it, but not to a critical degree yet. So yes. So I am destabilizing it by taking this freighter through here. So that's one thing I need to keep an eye on, because that could definitely cause a problem, and especially with 9 trips. Or was it 7 trips? 7 trips. I think I did less than that the other day. And yeah, it destabilized it. So it's a good bet it's going to destabilize it tonight. So just something to keep in mind. If it does, we'll have to find something else to do for a while. Because we'll be stuck in there. Ironically, I pulled those filaments, which I probably should have kept some of those. But yeah, we can probably hunt some stuff down. We'll find something to keep us busy. I also have other alts that I could log on with.
Docking request accepted.
I'll just have to mess with the stream in order to get it to accept the window. Undock. Rinse, repeat. That's Chris, I think, yeah. So, no lag, Nick. Appreciate you being here, checking me out. The other day, like I said yesterday, I had lag for the first 8 minutes, which was very, very frustrating. Because, of course, I couldn't tell that it was lagging. But
warp drive active.
So this is all the assets I have in the whole universe. And as you can see, I have a ton of them in systems all over the place. This is my Venolin, which is actually 7 jumps. That's where I'm doing my production now. Wormholes had its stability critically disrupted by the mass of numerous ships passing through it. The wormhole is reaching the end of its natural lifetime. So it's a good bet when I go through this time, the wormhole may destabilize. 24 seconds. And so he considers this ship a larger ship. So I haven't seen any lag. Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you for confirming that. Like I said, it seemed like it was only at the beginning. I don't know if it's something with the Eve client starting, the OBS starting, something. I never had that problem with any other devices, and I never had that problem with any other games. And when I did the test for eveonline, I did not have that problem. So the wormhole is still there. But it says this wormhole is reaching end. The wormhole's had a stability critically disrupted, so it's a good bet that I am not going to be able to go through it another time, which is really frustrating because I got a lot of ice left. So, but we could try it again.
Warp drive
If we get stuck on the outside, it wouldn't be the worst possible thing. The only problem is my scan ship is in here. So I'd have to buy some more scanning equipment, which still isn't the worst possible thing. I probably need to buy a thing. But so yeah, let me think about what I want to do here. We probably should.
Docking permission requested.
It should show us when it disappears. So if it's when we're on the outside, that's not so bad. So this is the one where our office is actually impounded. And so we need to, once I get my trig stats, I think I have to get it up to 4.0. I think I need it up to 1.0 in order to be able to fit stuff. Of course, that's going to be a moot point here in a little bit. Because I've got almost everything out of here. Let's go here and let's try one more run. Much as I hate to do it, it's probably gonna strand me, but if it does, I will work it out. I want to get all this stuff eventually back to Venolin, but first I want to get it out of here first. So
Warp drive active.
I'm not using my cloak because there's really nobody around here threatening me, but it is one of those where, to be safe, I probably should be using it. Uncloaked. This allows me to cloak while I'm flying. It's called a covert ops cloak. And it is, I believe, the best cloak in the game. So here it shows I'm cloaked. Of course, once I get near the wormhole, it deactivates. So, but if the wormhole wasn't there, that would have been a sign that I would have still been cloaked, so nobody would have been able to find me. So now I've jumped through. The wormhole's still there. Excellent. So I'm going to go dock again. And I'm going to run back one more time.
Active.
And it's a good bet that it's gonna go away after I run back and come back through it this time. So if that's the case, we'll just have to find something inside Kino to mess with. I said I saw a site earlier that we could probably mess with.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
If I was smart, I would actually do these things in a little bit different order, but I got to get this stuff out of here. So, and this is definitely the best way to accomplish it. Unfortunately, it is slow and tedious. It's not very exciting, but since it is low sec, it's a good bet somebody's going to try and kill me. This ship that I have, this prorator, is a very expensive ship. I do not want to lose it. It is one of my favorites. It's one of the reasons I actually upgraded to Omega so I could fly it again. This is my favorite ship to fly because of the cloak and everything else. Though I very rarely use it.
Warp drive active.
But it's good to have. If you're doing some gate camps or things of that nature. If I get too close to anything, like right now I'm so close to the station I can't cloak, but I can cloak while I'm flying, which is only allowed with the covert ops cloak. So while you're flying, people can scan you down and determine where your ship's going to end up. And so that's one of the things you got to be careful of. So cloak's deactivated, enter the wormhole, yes. Recent 18 seconds, I can deal with that. That's funny, it shows I'm still cloaked. Five seconds. Silly me, I thought that was 18. Alright, so now we'll see if it actually deactivates. So, it did not. So I suppose we could try another one. Now we're really pressing our luck, but
drive active.
I'm okay with that. I really don't want to have to scan it down from the outside, but there are worse things. The Kano ones actually seems to be easier to find than the others. So the blue means that they're allied to me. These are actually what we call high sec guys. They're called endocom. The white means they're neutral. And if they are red, that means they are aggressive. And I've actually, until I got my status with the trig resolve, or not resolve, but raised, they were aggressive to me, and they actually killed me once trying to dock on one of their stations, so just very frustrating. But I don't know how long it takes for the wormhole to actually disappear. So I am gonna go ahead and fly out there. Whoops, what is that doing?
Warp drive active.
I don't know if that did warp to 0 or not. I guess we'll find out. So there's a lot of ships there. So that looks like a battle about to happen. So probably a good thing we're not in the way. Especially since this ship has very little defenses. So, alright, we're going to go through this wormhole. Actually, it's going to tell me that I have to wait 30 seconds. So, because I'm too quick. So, we're going to go through this wormhole. And we are going to see if that destabilizes it to the point that I can't get back in, which is a possibility. So what's going on there? Because I know Nick is still there, so there should be at least 2 viewers. Let's go ahead and enter the wormhole. Alright, so it looks like it's still there. Excellent. So I'm just flirting with death at this point. Let's go ahead and dock again.
Warp drive active.
And not flirting with death, but flirting with destroying the wormhole prior to its normal thing. I think it'll take at least an hour before it'll come back, though I don't know that for a fact. Like I said, it normally runs 12 hours if nobody destabilizes it by accident. So this is a Heron. That's a good one. I like that one. Yep. That's a frigate. That's not what I was thinking of. The Amicus that I fly for my scanning ship, there's actually a tier 2 version of that, which I'm actually trying to develop. And that one is starts with a H, but I can't remember the name. But that's my favorite scan ship because it'll allow the covert cloak as well. The Amicus, I can actually put a cloak on it, but I can't put a covert cloak on it, so that one will not work. Covert cloak, like I said, is the best cloak. It allows you to stay cloaked in all kinds of situations. The only one they really can get through is if they get close to you. So the or the micro warp drive, which I have here, combined with the covert cloak, can pretty much keep you from being able to be found by them, be able to escape any webifiers, be able to escape any warp disruptors, things of that nature. So, and that's the one. Now, have I been successful doing that?
Warp drive active.
Not a whole lot, but it is theoretically possible with this ship build. So that's one that it's one of the reasons I fly it. Unfortunately, like I said, it's a super expensive ship, a couple $100 million, and I really don't want to lose it. So I usually only fly it when I need to pick stuff up. So my beast, this is a tier 1 hauler. It probably not gonna let me through. That did. I must have took longer that time. And wormhole's still there. I'll be darned. Yeah, I can't believe it's lasted.
Active.
But yeah, the my beast is a tier 1, and anybody brand new person can fly that one. With you have to learn some basic skills. Everything in the game requires a skill of some kind. Different level ships require the skill at different levels. So,
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So these ships, these are actually wrecks. So they have been destroyed. So somebody shot somebody. So there was some shots fired. And I'm going to go out there if we get trapped in here, and I will salvage those. Salvage is worth quite a bit of money, so that's always a good thing. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but yeah, so these are wrecks. So it looks like they've destroyed a lot of the blue ones. This is a blue battleship, so they're probably working on it now. But let's see.
Warp drive active.
If it's gonna still be there. So if it's not, I'll come back and dock, and I'll get my battleship out. So this is a combat battle cruiser. Corvette is the smallest ship. Well, I shouldn't say the smallest. There are shuttles. There's your pod, which is your life pod. Okay, your pod fits in all the other ships. Then there's our shuttles, which are the smallest ships in the game. Corvette is the next smallest ship. And then it goes to frigates. And I think destroyers are next. And then cruisers and battleships. Combat battle cruiser is kind of in between the cruiser and the battleship. So I gotta wait for 14 seconds. Okay, we can do that. But so the combat battle cruiser is one of the ships that I had. It was actually it's a ship that allowed I could fly as an alpha. So I equipped it. It's a missile ship, so you get to see it here in a little bit. We're either going to get stuck on the inside or get stuck on the outside. So, but either way, we'll just figure it out. But yeah, so it's a missile ship, and I'm not a big missile guy. But they're growing on me. Mostly use rail guns is where I think I have the most of my skills. So that the wormhole's still there. Can't believe it's lasting, but we're gonna use it until it dies. Active. But yeah, so there are a lot of ships in the game. I'll show you here in a little bit, depending on where we get stuck. that there is a ship tree that'll show you kind of the ship trees and how all those ships tie together.
Docking request accepted.
It's kind of interesting. So the other thing I want to do is stack all these. Come on. There you go. But what was I headed with that? So yeah, so tons of ship in the game. There are 4 different races, 4 different main races, I guess you'd call it. Then each of those have sub races, and each of those races have their own set of ships. So they have their own set of cruisers, battle cruisers, battleships. Then you also get up into the heavy ships. There's a ship that I own called an Orca, which is one that I'm planning on selling. Right now, it is one of the most expensive ships in the game. I think it's worth over 2 billion credits. ISK is the game currency. And I have one left over from our thing, so this guy's still hanging out here. So alright, let's see. Did we destabilize it? No, we did not. It is still there. My goodness gracious. Well, we're going to keep using it. Oh,
drive
collapsed behind you. Have you become trapped? No, not really. I'm actually trapped on the side I wanted to be trapped on, so that's not too bad. So yes, so in this case, the wormhole just destabilized. So we are now stuck in Kino. And like I said, we probably got an hour before it respawns. And then that one will be gone 12 hours later. So I'm going to actually
docking permission requested.
dock
Docking
here,
request accepted.
bring out my combat battle cruiser, and I'm going to salvage these ships. Since they're not doing nothing. Make active. So now my prorater is actually stuck in here, which is okay. This is my missile ship we were talking about. So one thing I'm going to do. So I am going to fly to this Stellar Fleet one. Let's do warp to 100. Just so I can see what's out there.
Active.
I'm going to fly to this Stellar Fleet one. And I'm going to try and destroy one drone. I think they're drones at these ones. I'm going to try and destroy one drone. And then if I destroy one drone every 20 minutes, I'll get a status increase. So if I farm it that way, I can get a much more status increase than the other. So if I destroy one drone, fly back here, I'll salvage that stuff, wait for my stuff to regenerate, and then, oh, there's nobody here. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So somebody already cleared it out. Or maybe I'm not close enough. Alright, let's do this. Let's fly back here.
Warp drive active.
And I'll try to fly to 0. I think sometimes they don't show up unless you're trying to go through the gate. So that stellar transfer is an actual acceleration gate. My ship, since it's a battle cruiser, is one of the few that's not listed on that one, which is kind of funny. I think they list everything else except for battle cruisers, which is kind of strange. And it's definitely not a, high-end ship that should make a difference there. But for that distinction, seems that that's where they kind of drew the line. But all right, so I'm going to warp back here again. I'm going to warp to 0 to see if that'll spawn anybody. Problem is, when they spawn, they usually spawn a bunch.
Warp drive active.
I don't want to get ganked. So, but we'll see. There are actually a few trig ships there, so those guys should probably help us if anybody does spawn, if they hang around. But yeah, my thought is to kill one, fly away, let the 20 minutes elapse, then come back, kill another one, let the 20 minutes elapse. That way I can get the most out of it. But nobody's showing up. And I'm pretty sure this is a trig ship. Yep, that's a trig ship. Let's see if it'll actually let me activate gate. Yep. Acceleration gate is not configured to handle your NOS. So it handles everything else. Amazingly enough. This is all the things it handles. For some reason my NOS is not on the list. So sorry. So yeah, so somebody's already cleared that site. So that's kind of disappointing. So let's bring this guy back up again. I saw there was a mining site, so let's go there. See if there's any
Warp drive active.
pirates. They call them rats in this game. In this one. Kind of concerned about showing exactly where I'm going, because if somebody is watching, then they could definitely figure out where I'm at and go there. Which I don't want. As I said, I have no trouble getting killed. I get killed a lot. It's one of the reasons I don't like flying around my expensive ships. But, yeah, so you can see the blockade runner, my prorater, that's the cloak one. That's worth 150 million. The Hulk is worth almost 300 million. Where my NOS, I'm flying it now, so it doesn't show up on that list, but the so there are benzazine, which is tritanium, which is the most common mineral, isogen, and megasite, which is one of the least common, so that's kind of a good thing. Could come out here and mine. Not a whole lot of asteroids, but still. Problem with that is we're kind of sitting ducks, so and don't really want to do that. Plus, I've taken all my miners out of the system now, so yeah, so that probably won't work. But something to think about. I figure once I get all my assets out of here, I may bring one back in here and leave it in here just so we have it, in case we want to mine in here from time to time. If we find out that's actually worthwhile. I'm going to go check out the other mineral site. Ores otherwise not found in the system. Alright, so let's warp to this one. I have warped to several of these mining places, and I have yet to find a single pirate inside here. So normally shooting the pirates will raise your status with the local government, which is a trig. So shooting the pirates would be kind of a good idea. Unfortunately, I haven't found any pirates. So now I can get my scan ship out, the Imicus, and I can scan for drones. I might be able to find some rogue drones just flying around. I did find some at that other there's another wormhole I scanned down earlier that's gonna end shortly. And that one, there were some rogue drones around. So this one's got benzazine as well. Racovine, I haven't heard of that one. Tritanium, isogen, and zidrine. Zidrine is the most rare of the minerals, so that's kind of nice, yielding a high amount of zidrine. So that would actually be very profitable. Taslanite. Megasite, Noxium. Noxium is also one of the rarer ones. But yeah, this looks like it would be a pretty good site to mine. If I wasn't a sitting duck for anybody flying around. Unfortunately, the mining barges are not very well protected. They don't have any weapons. They do have drones, so those come in handy from time to time, but they usually don't work against players. So this one says it is a combat site, so I'm gonna warp to 100 of it, just so I can see what kind of combat.
Active.
Because I don't want it to be a trig combat site. I don't want to lose status with the trig. Somehow I accidentally lost 0.1 yesterday to the trigs. 0.01, excuse me. Because probably one of my missiles, that's the problem with missiles, is missiles when they go off, they do damage to surrounding ships. So probably one of my missiles did some damage to one of them, and they took offense. So yeah, so these are trigs. So yeah, so these are trig ships. Yeah. Usually weaker in combat than other trig variants. Yeah, so I definitely don't want to fight the trig, so I don't know what this is. I'm going to say warp to 100 just so we can check it out.
Warp drive active.
Actually, if I do show info, it may tell me. Large collidable structure. So it's some kind of transmitter. So we'll see. Maybe there's some drones around it we could farm. I would like to at least make some kind of positive, since we're stuck here, would like to make some kind of positive dent in my trig standing. Figure every night if I tick off a couple, then that lowers the amount of time. Ooh, my goodness. So yes, those are battleship ones. We definitely don't want to be here for those. So let's get ready to warp back. They're 100 away, so, but still, that's a lot of stuff. So these are heavily upgraded, well-equipped sleeper drone in many different configurations. So that's a huge one that I probably cannot handle. There's a wreck. Somebody did one. So I could possibly warp into one of these guys, grab them directly, and maybe get one of them. But I'm probably going to take some major damage. So let's see. I'm going to say, whoop. Oh, won't let me save it. Maybe I'm too far away. This one's actually a bigger one. Yeah, it won't let me add them. Oh my goodness, these are huge. Heavily upgraded with sleeper drones, many different configurations. So yeah, so this is rival battleships. So I'm on a battle cruiser, so definitely don't want that. Oh my goodness gracious, what is this? Yeah, I don't want that. Alright, so yeah, so those are definitely... Oh, I can save location of these guys. Huh. Yeah, if these guys attack me, I'm dead. So I'm not sure this is a smart one. Of course, that's a Ratzenberg. So maybe they're already fighting them. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Where are they at? So yeah, so they're fighting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get out of here.
Warp drive active.
We'll let them battle it out for a little bit, see how they manage. Because they are actually killing quite a few of them. So maybe if they wear them down to a point that I can come in and get one of them, but that big one really really worries me. So that would do some major damage, so we don't want that. So this one's also equipped with a micro warp drive. Since it's a bigger ship, it's a bigger micro warp drive. So this is kind of at the cruiser level. Web of Fire, which I've never really used, but that was the suggestion for this. I have a salvager on here so that I can actually salvage stuff. So I'm gonna actually approach this guy. Actually, I'm gonna target him. So yesterday I was actually taking care of these wrecks in a similar fashion, and somebody came and attacked me. Just minding my own business, and they decided to attack me. So that's kind of how it works around here. I'm gonna go ahead and start salvaging this one. We'll open the inventory here once we get close enough. I was going to put the micro warp drive on, but it actually lowers my capacitor pretty quick, so we'll wait. Actually, let me go ahead and approach this one. As long as I stay within 5,000, this one will keep going. I probably should put some where's my ship? Okay, good, it got it. Alright. So let's open this one. Alright, there's a POC fin, which is what they call a filament. It allows you to travel to these places a little bit different than the wormhole. I haven't done that, but that's one I'll probably try once we get done. I think it's more random, so you use a filament and it takes you to one of several possible systems. Then you got to find your way around from there. In this trig space, they do a lot of gate camps, so traveling between systems is not recommended. In fact, I have a website that we can look at here after a bit that that kind of shows where the gate camps are and if the gate camps are going on and how many deaths have happened in the past hour. So, nope, wrong one. It is 25 meters away. Oh. Alright. Alright, so we'll salvage these ones and then we'll go back to that one, see if there's anything left. Hopefully they got rid of the big one. I can take care of the little ones. Oh, let's turn this off. I can take care of the little ones, but the big one is would destroy me fairly quickly, so we don't want to do that. But I would love to get at least a little bit of a standing increase. Right now I am at 0.06 with trig. I need to get to 4.0 to get an office, which is not a long way away. Another 394 drones, and that's drones every 20 minutes. If I destroy the drones all in the same 20-minute period, I don't get multiple status increases. So that's frustrating. But yeah, that's kind of the way it works. So normally, in order to get status increases with other corporations, you can do missions and run agents and that kind of stuff, and that's how you get your status raised with other corporations. The trig do not have any agents, so that's not available. So yeah, so these ships actually have some pretty good stuff. So not bad. Turn you off. So here's a home POC VIN and a proximity POC VIN. That one's actually worth 4 million all by itself. That one's only worth 121. So proximity 5 extraction filament. I don't know what that means. But yeah, one of these days I'll look into these filaments, see what they have to do. Maybe when I get to where I'm just farming the trig status, I can jump into any system, you know, destroy some drones, jump back out using the filament. That'll work a little bit better. But at this moment, I'm still trying to move my resources out. So let's see. Did our wormhole has not respawned? I'll see it as a red X in here when it does. So that one is done. So let's approach this one. And then we'll go back and see what's going on with those guys at that other site. These actually had some pretty good loot in them. So I'm up to 13 million in my loot. Now some of that is these are mine. Not really sure how those nanite ones work, to be honest. Oh, guess I could go ahead and harvest these. So there's another one, another home 15, whatever that means. So yeah, those all mean something. But that one's only worth 303,000. So let's go ahead and salvage this one. We did get some salvage from them. Not much, but yeah, probably wasn't worth the time. But these filaments were, because that one's worth 4 million by itself. So yeah, I was reading today about the Plex. So Plex is another way you can pay for your account. You can buy the Plex in game and pay for your account, or you can buy the Plex outside the game and use it. Not very cost effective to buy it outside the game and pay for it, because it costs more than what it just costs to pay for the thing. But faded hypnosis. Let's go to that one. Warp to 0.
Warp drive active.
Let's be prepared to bolt. Takes them a minute or two to be able to target us. Probably shouldn't have warped to 0, but I should be able to get out of there if the bigger ships are still there. More than likely the trig killed everybody and there's nobody there anymore. And that's what it looks like. There is just the aftermath. So we will go ahead and salvage what we can here. So actually I should activate gate. See if it tells me it can't do it. Nope, can't do it. So yeah, so let's target this, approach. So these guys are coming in here to see what I'm up to. The other thing you could do is you could actually fit your ship with a tractor beam, which will allow you to kind of pull these things in quicker. Micro warp drive uses a lot of cap, so one of the other things that this ship is supposed to be equipped with are cap boosters, which I didn't have the skills to put on. That was back when I was using my alpha, so I should have probably the skills now, but I didn't buy any to put on it, so I need to all that's outside in the high sec space is where you do all the trading and stuff. There are markets in here, but they are not very, they're usually very expensive. Well, unfortunately, there's no no drones here for me to harvest, so I can salvage these and maybe get some nice salvage from it, which is still not too bad. A little boring, but I was kind of hoping to be able to at least kill one drone so that I could then get the status increase. So, but that's not in the cards for tonight, so we'll see. Maybe we'll see if we can scan down some drones. I haven't never had that's not correct English. I have not had much luck in the just local scanning. So, ooh, that's the Overmind Brood Alpha. Ooh, that's the big one. A drone carrier. Oh, it doesn't have nothing in it. Well, that's disappointing. So this battle cruiser only allows me to target 4 targets at a time. So, oh, there's some drones. And actually, they are not attacking me. So we're going to go ahead and keep doing what we're doing until they cause us problems. There's only a couple of them, but that's a big one. Overmind Interrupter. I wonder if we could take him. Alright, so then we'll go ahead and approach this one. So they're not bothering me. But I wonder if I could take them. I'd have to take him out first. I don't like that it doesn't show you what size they are. For powerful and aggressive combat drones, very high intelligence, deadly in their own right, interrupter type of company with many supporter drones. It doesn't tell me if it's like cruiser size or what. Alright, so let's go ahead and salvage that one. So since they're not bothering me, I'm just going to keep mining away or salvaging away here. And if one of the smaller ones gets close, I'll pick it off and fly away. Fly away! Alright. Turn you off. So you can actually open the cargo to salvage or to loot when they're within 2,500. The salvager will work at 5,000 range. So like, I'm gonna actually approach this one so I can go ahead and grab its cargo and salvage it. I don't want to keep too many targets locked in case they decide all of a sudden to attack me. Because in order to attack them, I got to be able to target them. So I could put my drones out and they would defend me. But that's not always beneficial. I'll wait on that one. I'm kind of surprised these guys are not attacking. If I get lucky, this one will fly away. But yeah, it'd be great if I could see what size he is. Overmind Interrupta Lota, L-O-T-A. I'm gonna just do a little boost with my afterburner or my micro warp drive here. Get us in range. And then we'll salvage this guy. Alright. Oh, they're firing at somebody. So there's actually two big ones now. I don't know who they're firing at. Oh, they're firing at this guy. Alright, so we'll let him take the brunt of that. I salvaged that one without picking up the cargo, so that's why I put this out here. So that'll make that disappear. Same thing with this one. That's going down, so we'll go ahead and salvage that. But yeah, they're attacking them. I wonder if I could somehow pick him off. I don't know. Alright, let's open this. So I do want to pick off one of them before they kill them all. That way I get the bonus. Alright. I'm gonna lock this guy, which should get me in range of those other ones. This is a trig ship. And he's fighting them. If I was to help him with one of those, that might be good. Ooh. Oh, now they're starting to fight me. Okay. So let's go ahead and get out of here. And we'll come back.
Active.
So you can see my shield's going down. Luckily, this ship warps pretty fast. They didn't block they didn't do a warp scan, but there's one of the big guys. So I didn't get to kill one of them, but I was too far away. My drones wouldn't work from that distance. Missiles are only good for about 11,000, I think. 15,000's max. So. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, that's not good. Let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and dock. Oh, they all took off. I don't know where they're going. Maybe they're going to fight those guys. Let's go ahead and dock.
Docking permission requested.
Docking automatically restores your shield and your capacitor. So in this case, since my shield is wore down, we good.
Docking request accepted.
Get that taken care of. But with all those ships, there's a ton of people in here. They either went into the station, which we'll see here in a second if they're in the station. They are inside the station. Wow. So yeah, not sure what they're doing, but that's not a good sign. So yeah, that's not a good sign at all. So we're going to take this stuff and leave it here. This goes here. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and undock. Oh, nope, they're undocking. Abort. I'll let them go. Give them a second to figure out where they want to go. That many ships, they would total me very quickly, so don't want to do that. I could go out there with my ibis, but it's kind of worthless. But it would probably allow me to at least get away, but there's nowhere to go. There is another wormhole, so I could jump there, but I think it's about to die, so I don't want to really be jumping into a system I might get stuck in. Would like to go hit those drones again, but since these guys are all hanging out in here, they may either be camping a gate or looking for something else. So, not really sure what they're up to. So, that's always concerning. So, yeah, if you want to rent an office, I say yes. 10,000? Oh, yes. And it says my standing has to be 4.0. Right now it's 0.6. So, sorry, no office for you. So, that's what I have to do over in Keone so that I can get our corporation assets back. I have actually a Caldari control tower in there. It's worth about 285 million, so would kind of like to get that. But so this guy came back in. I wonder if he's watching me to see what I'm doing. Now he's back out. So yeah, that's the only problem with this low sec space. Is real easy to get ganked. My NOS is not sure what it's worth. Yeah, my power grid is low, which is one I need to figure out. It's not going to show me because they don't sell in any here. So 43 million is what it sells for in here. So it's probably a little less than that, but still about 50 million. So we prefer not to lose it. I should be able to dock again pretty quickly if they're just hanging out outside, but I don't know why they would be. But I guess we'll see. They are not, so that's good. I do have this one saved, so let's do warp to 0. Yeah, let's do that.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, that probably wasn't smart. I should be able to come back quickly if that's the case, but more than likely the trig have already eliminated everybody again. Or these guys are out there eliminating them, which would be interesting. Either way, I should have enough ability to get out of there, so that's a huge one. All right, so let's lock this guy. Nope, that's it.
Warp drive active.
Yep. And actually, it wasn't that bad. I could have probably survived, but there's this big one. They're doing some major damage. Takes me too long also to lock, so which takes them about the same. They're also trying to jam my lock, so which could make it interesting. I'm gonna dock.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I'm gonna dock to get my shields back up, and then I'll warp to 50, see if that gives me some time. Like I said, I would like to take out one of the small ones, but just for my status increase. go to 50.
Warp drive active.
So you can warp to different distances. Unfortunately, these drones, they cover the distance pretty quick. But I don't know about the big ones. I'm kind of hoping a trig guy will show up and take out the big ones. Those big ones are way too much. Alright, so that's still the big one. Should not be taken lightly. Alright, so if I lock this guy, jamming. Nope, they're attacking. I'm going to see if I can get these guys. So there goes my shields. I've got my armor tank on, so we'll see if that works. These guys are not attacking, so please attack. Oh, nope, that's not working at all. They are surrounding me very quickly. Doing some damage. Okay, so he's dead. I'm going to have these guys return to my drone bay. And then I'm going to warp.
Warp drive active.
So we killed one, which will get me my status. I'll let my armor repairers repair my armor. Once I dock, my shields will be repaired. Talked a little bit last night about shield tanking versus armor tanking. This ship is an armor tank, which I don't particularly care for. I prefer a shield tank. My thought is once I get, so you have shields, which is the outside one, you've got armor, which is the middle one, and you've got structure, which is the bottom one. Once you get to structure, you're pretty done. So
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
and so in the case of those, that's kind of devastating. As you see, some of my drones have taken some damage, so but I can't repair them here because I don't have the required status to be able to repair. As you can see, I need 2.0 to repair, so I've got to repair on the outside. What else am I going to say? Let's actually fly to that other one and see if it's got less. These guys must have went somewhere because there were 16 of them, so they're here somewhere. More than likely, they're camping one of these gates. Actually, we can check that. So it says there's no gate kills. There's no kills at all. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So, yeah, I don't know where those 16 pilots went, but they went somewhere. And that is interesting, because... But I'm going to actually go... I must have closed that. So I'm actually going to go to this other combat site and see what we can find. Warp to 20.
Warp drive active.
Leave this up so that I can align. If you align, it aims your ship at the station or whatever you're aligned to. It allows you to warp quicker. When you go to warp, it's got to align you and then warp. If you're already aligned, you can warp quicker. So in the case of, things of that nature, it helps. So this is the one that was empty. So I don't know if they actually respawn after a period of time. So no. Actually, somebody killed the trig ships. So that's interesting. So I'm going to approach them. If it'll let me. and go ahead and loot them. There's a sleeper. So they killed one sleeper, but it looks like it took out 3 trig ships. So that's kind of interesting. So let's go ahead. Yeah, there's a filament. And I gotta lock it. So we'll go ahead and salvage those. If anybody shows up, we'll... Since there's only 4 of them, we'll go ahead and lock them up. But yeah, you can see my drones are taking some damage. A couple of them are damaged. So 49% structure, 44% armor. Shields are always at 100 once they dock with my ship. But yeah, so doing some damage there. So drones are dime a dozen, so that's not too bad. I don't have any inside trig space, so that always makes it a little more difficult. So but this micro warp drive allows me to move very quickly, so it cuts these distances down pretty quick. I might as well salvage these. We can't get through the activate the gate because my ship's one of the ones that won't. I've actually thought about maybe bringing in a different combat ship so that we can do these gates, but the gates are usually a higher level, and this ship isn't really equipped to take out the bigger ones as we saw from that other place. So so I'll go ahead and salvage this stuff. So yeah, so what I've got in here is worth 9 million already. This is worth something. These are worth over 1 million, almost 2 million. So yeah, my missiles are worth 1 million. Nanite paste is worth 5 million. So yeah, so that's thrown off. And I don't even know how to use the nanite paste, to be perfectly honest. I do need to figure that out one of these days. There's a border one. Salvage this. Stack these guys. Uh-oh, some drones. And they're just regular drones, so that's cool. We'll let them sit there. Oh, those are not regular drones, so... And they're targeting me. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Whoop, we got it.
Warp drive active.
Come on. Yeah, so these are... Yeah, that's the only problem with these drones, is they come in and there's like 100 of them. So I can handle 50, 60 of them. It's once they come in those kind of numbers, it's kind of beats the purpose. So what I'll do is I'll drop this stuff off, which will redo my shields, and then we'll go back out there, because I don't think those ones were that big. They weren't battleships.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Though it would be good to wait for my status. It should be coming up here in a second. Yeah, so there's my aggression timer. So because I was attacked, I now have an aggression timer. So I'm in a station, so that doesn't matter. But if you were in space, it would not let you log off until this timer well, it would log you off, but your ship would still remain in space. So this way you can't get attacked by somebody in wormhole space, doesn't have any stations, and then just log off, because your ship will stay in there for whatever amount of times on the timer, and they'll just destroy you anyway. So you may as well try to hide, defend yourself, fly around, do whatever. So, yeah, so based on that, I do want to see that status. Let's go back to that other one, see what it looks like. This one, warp to 50.
Warp drive active.
So these modules, to give you some ideas, so this is a energized membrane. This increases my resistance to things. I've got 2 of those. This is damage control. This increases my resistance. This one is an active one, which is an armor damage resistor, so it hardens my armor to make it more resistant. It has to be turned on. These are armor repairs, so when they start getting into my armor, I turn those on to try and keep up with it. So those guys are still around, so come on. So these are
warp drive active.
So there's my rogue drone increase, good. So I could kill another one. It's not making my trig go up. Maybe I haven't logged out. That's probably what it is. I probably have to log out to actually see the difference. Can't see the whole date. So 5/14, it actually shows it went down. Why did it go down? So no, these went up, but it's gone up. It hasn't gone up enough to get me another 0.01. So it is changing. I just need to do some more. So this one actually gave me quite a bit yesterday. So that's the one that made all the difference. This one, I still don't know what happened there. Destroying trigger collective reservoir, anchoring Burma and Kino. I don't remember destroying it, but obviously one of my missiles must have hit it when we were fighting together. So where am I? Oh.
Docking permission requested.
I just looked at that. So yes, so 0.6.
Docking request accepted.
Alright, so let's undock. There's another site we could check out. This one. Let's do warp to 50.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so it looks like some of my drones are really taking a beating. So I got 2 of them that are in pretty bad shape. This one's actually got structural damage, so once I get back to high-sec space, we can get that taken care of. And actually, yeah, so the wormhole has not respawned. So, and yeah, it's actually been over an hour, so maybe it takes longer than that. Okay, so these guys are here. These are Rasenberg, so these are trig ones, so definitely don't want to fight them. So we got this one. Let's say warp to 50.
Warp drive active.
Problem with my drones. So we did get that status. So if we launch more drones, attack one, we could get another status increase. Alright, so what do they got? No, these got the big ones, so I don't want these guys. Come on, come on, come on.
Warp drive
Oh,
active.
they're flying away. No, they actually flew away. So just, oh, they probably landed on the area. Nope, they're taking off. We go back there and harvest that one, I guess. So I wonder where they went. I need to put this up a little higher so I can see my ship. Problem is, there's so many other things that go up there, so. But yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do here since we're trapped in Kino for the moment until the wormhole respawns. So actually, let me go back here.
Warp drive active.
So my timer's going away. That was an awful long 3 minutes. Well, if there's nobody here, we'll go ahead and salvage their stuff. Salvage that last one. Unfortunately, I don't think this marker is for it. It is not. It was actually for the gate. So one of those guys went back to that other place, this place here. Suppose we could fly there, see what's there. Maybe pick off another one. The bigger the drone, the more status increase you get. So if I targeted one of those huge ones, that would be great, but I'd probably get killed. So my missiles do some major damage, but they have so many other drones that are with them that it's just I get swarmed. So which is the whole point of the drones, is to swarm, which is why they actually give special things if you help clear them out. So let's go to 50.
You cannot warp there because natural phenomena are disrupting the ship.
What natural phenomenon is disrupting the ship?
You cannot warp there because natural phenomena are disrupting the ship. Warp drive active.
Okay. Must be natural phenomenon that's at the destination. I wonder if that's where those 16 ships went. They've got some warp disruptors there. With my micro warp drive, I can cover quite a bit of distance in a short amount of time. This ship doesn't have a cloak, so yeah, I don't believe it's capable of putting a cloak on it. But that's a big place. Maybe they got 16 of them to go there. Yeah, see, now it's not telling
Warp
me.
drive active.
Now it's not telling me about the natural phenomenon, so maybe there was something in between us. Kind of strange. When you look at this map, it kind of shows you where you're going here. It's got a plane, so. This one seemed like it was a pretty major site, so probably far too much for me to solo. Oh, it's empty. Well, that's disappointing. All right. That one is the other one. Let's check out. We haven't been to these in a while. These are the
Warp drive active.
ore fields. Maybe that's what they're here for. Maybe they're mining. If they are, I won't bother them. I do believe in defending myself if someone tries to gank me, but I don't believe in ganking others. I know, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who don't agree with me. I think ganking is what the game is for. They may be right, because I get ganked a lot. But nobody here. Still got the thing, so there's nobody mining here. So.
Warp drive active.
And for all I know, those 16 ships have already moved on to another system, so let me check the gate camp. Still no gate. Still no gate kills. So that's kind of weird, because this trig space, this gate kills usually all night, every night, so maybe they're camping out here waiting for me. One of my first nights, I scanned down the wormhole, got into trig space, tried to go from Kino to Kaon, and yeah, I got killed at the gate camp and lost my ibis, and so yeah, it was one of the cheaper ships I have, so it wasn't a super big deal, but they're getting killed. And not only did they kill my ship, they killed me, they destroyed my pod, so I had to get back to my clone, which was, that's a whole big thing, so put you in a whole different place. But yeah, that was kind of, but it says none of the camps are there, so that's kind of weird. So let's go here. We saw that one. Let's check out the Stellar Fleet one again.
Warp drive active.
Even at warp to 0, I can still get out of there in time. Nope, just a gate. Alright, so let's try this. I want to see. Like I said, I've never been very good at the whole local scanning. Let's go ahead and dock, and I'll get my scanning ship out.
Warp drive
We'll see if
active.
we can scan anything down. Ooh. Excuse me. That's my directional scanner. So I think that's the one I want. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how good my Amicus is going to be with excuse me. Sorry about that.
Docking permission requested.
As I mentioned, I didn't get my nap, so.
Docking request accepted.
Alright. So, let's switch. Actually, let's take these out of here. Stack all. There we go. Make it active. Actually, let's make it active here. So this is just a regular frigate with a probe launcher on it. So nothing super special about this, but it is a ship that I can scan with. And nothing to scan there. A lot of moons. So there's a lot of places people could hide.
Warp drive active.
So I'm going to try and use my directional scanner. Like I said, I haven't been... I'm not sure exactly how to even move it. So how do I face it in other directions? Oh, here's my angle. Okay. So that's the largest. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, so that's finding the moons. Planets. Okay. How do I change the angle? Yeah, so that's just finding that. Yeah, so it's not finding anything. I thought there was a way to be able to... Yeah, the other one lets me move it. Yeah, so that's not really doing what I want. I'm gonna have to... Well, what's that? It looked like it found something there for a second. Oh, there we go. Those are trigs, so I don't want to hit them. That's trig 2. So none of those do I want to fight. Those are all trigs. State Navy Raptor, so yeah. Trig. not sure where they are. Yeah, that's not helping me. I really want to be able to scan a different direction. I wonder, do I change the direction of my ship? No, that doesn't seem to work. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Oh, here we go. Exalted Imperial Navy. That's a frigate. So there's some ships that have been destroyed. A whole bunch of ships that have been destroyed. Why can't I find down? Shows it's right there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how to use this information. There's a Concord Stellar Observatory that's been destroyed. Somebody destroyed the Stellar Observatory. I mean, there's a whole bunch of ships. You know what? I bet you those are inside that thing. I don't know how we scan these down. Filtered. It is showing that. Yeah, those are probably the second level ones. If I could somehow scan those down. So that's finding all these. I don't know how to change the direction. If I could face it in a different direction, that would be helpful. Yeah, so this is one I guess I'll have to work on. Figure out how we figure this out, because this is showing me a whole bunch of stuff, but it is not. I could definitely loot all this stuff, but it is not. I can't figure out how to refine it down. I don't know if I need to use my probes. I don't think so, because I don't think I have the right probes for that, if that's the case. It's looking for closer. track. What does track do? So yeah, I really wish I knew how to change the direction. With the other one, you actually move them around, but I wonder if I need combat probes, probably. But anyway, that was bust. So we'll go ahead and dock again. Let's see. Did our wormhole respawn? It did not. Let's go check out this other. Actually, the other one's gone too. So let's go ahead and dock.
Warp drive active.
So unfortunately, a little bit of a boring night tonight. We did get a little bit of status increase. We're actually approaching midnight. It's kind of weird. Why is that? It says I've already been streaming for 2 hours, but it's only 11:47. That's kind of strange, but anyway.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, we are in. I'm going to switch back to my NOS. We'll just fly around. If I go out to those places, they may have some respawn. At least I can try and get another status increase. This one here.
Warp drive active.
I really don't know where that beeping comes from. Yeah, I was explaining these modules. This one's a tracking one. Tracking disruptor. So it'll try and track that there's tracking. That's my micro warp drive. Warp disruptor, which keeps them from warping. Yeah, so this one's still empty. Can't get through the gate, so I'm pretty sure all those ships I saw are on the other side of that gate. So, but actually, I suppose we could try the direction scanner here. This one probably doesn't have. Yeah, let's do this. So let's close this. And that'll bring up just a direction scanner. There we go. So there's all those wrecks. Won't let me track those, but will let me track these. I don't know what that does. Yeah, I can warp to those. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, so they're probably at one of those wormhole sites. So they were earlier, so I don't want to fight those guys, but let's go ahead and warp there. I think that's where
Warp
they're
drive
sitting.
active.
They guard the wormhole, so. And since the wormhole collapsed, they were still there, so they're just waiting for the new wormhole to arrive so that they can guard it. So Kind of weird. It shows that both. Oh no, Nick's gone. I was gonna say it showed both Nick and I were there. It was only showing I had one S. So that's where they are. They're sitting here. So these are the state ones that I saw earlier. Definitely don't want to fight them. And then if I actually go to that other wormhole, there were
Warp drive active.
drones there earlier. When I scanned it down, I went there and there were drones there. It was actually a small amount, so it was easy for me to take care of. And that was before I started streaming. Which is why I should have had more than one status increase, which I didn't. You can see here where you're approaching. So, yep, so there's some. That's an overmind, so I definitely don't want to mess with him. But I could. I'm just going to kill one of these. Actually, 15 is the max range, so return to drone bay. To warp to 0. Actually, align. Warp to 0. Alright, so my shield's going down pretty quick.
Active.
This guy, I really would like to take him out, but. So that'll give me another status increase. So it looks like that group is traveling around the system. Got all my drones that no more damage than before. Yeah, one of the reasons I prefer shield tanking is because then I don't have, once it gets into my armor, then I have time to kind of get going. Problem with that is once it gets to your armor, if you don't have some kind of a tank on, then armor
Docking
tank.
permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Then you will, it flies through your armor, flies through your structure pretty quick. So yeah, but I always like to use the armor as, once it gets into my armor, then I can kind of evaluate whether that's going to be one I should deal with or not. I wonder if I could take that one out. If I took out the big one, that would give me a heck of a status increase. I think that one's just so large.
Warp drive active.
Those guys were doing some damage. They go through my shields pretty quick, but you know, I don't have anything on the shield, so I mean this is actually giving it a little bit. Yeah, no, I think that's just for armor, to be honest. Shield ones would go here. The system now, if you put shield and armor on, it complains. I don't know why. My thought is I should boost both, but usually you don't have the cap for both, so. So they didn't. Huh. So they left the dead one, moved on to somewhere else. Let's approach that guy. And let's go ahead and lock him. It actually should show up as a different color. Because I'm the one who killed him. Actually, I think that's what the white means. I think white means you killed him. Yellow means somebody else killed him. That's also interesting because those guys are obviously flying around the system, but my scan didn't pick them up. Picked up the wrecks and all the other stuff. Didn't pick them up. Nothing of value. All right. So let's go here.
Warp drive active.
Seems like maybe they go back and forth between these two places. Nope, nothing here. Regression timer's gone away.
You cannot warp there because natural phenomena are disrupting the ship. Warp drive active.
So there's obviously something between me and that one. So let's see if we can figure that out. I'm here. But it doesn't show me where that one is. So. Yeah, that's the one I'm at right now. I wonder if I just hang out in the mining belt if they'll come by. Normally that's the way rats work, but probably not, knowing my luck. Yeah, it looks like Nick went to bed, so didn't even tell me he was going to bed. I'll have to have a talk with him about that tomorrow, but that's all right. C'est la vie. So, appreciate all my lurkers being here. You guys make the channel. Sorry I didn't mention that earlier.
Warp drive active.
That's where I was actually going, was that one. Hindsight's always 20/20. Yep, that's those guys. Navy. So, supposedly, so that's a Raven, which I'm pretty sure is a battleship. And these ones should be frigates. Kitsumi and a Raptor. Yeah, pretty sure those are frigates. All right, let's go here.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, I wonder if those 16 ships that came through, they went and did one of these sites, wiped them out. Unfortunately, the fact that we're trapped in here. There's still no wormhole. Nope, that one's still empty. Let's go to this one.
Warp drive active.
Nothing here. Oh yeah, this is the other wormhole. So that makes sense.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, with that said, I guess I'm gonna call it a night here in a second. So appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna go ahead and check out this last one just to see. There's my standing increase. It shows 0.64. So trig is up to 7. So we got 0.01 tonight. 64. So yeah, so that one. Phase 4 Legionary gave me quite a bit. So we definitely want to stick with those. None of these others. What is it? Oh, there's another one. No. Same one. I don't know why it does that. So yeah, that's kind of strange. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and dock. And we will call it a night.
Warp drive active.
Sorry, was kind of a boring stream tonight. We did kill a couple drones. We did destable a wormhole. Probably doesn't happen every day, but I'm going to have to do some checking out on how that direction scanner works. See if we can get something going with that. So, and then we'll see where our exit ends up tomorrow. We'll get the rest of this stuff out of here and go from there. So, well, anyway, thanks for being here.
Docking permission requested.
Thanks for watching.
Docking request accepted.
And I appreciate you guys. And once again, I'll be streaming the same time tomorrow night. So feel free to tune in. You guys, take care and have a great night.